gonna see if it works from. All right. So yes, you guys can ask, of course, any credit questions. I don't think it works for Instagram. And oh, it is. It did work, guys. It worked. Okay. Okay, yeah, listen. Listen, listen, listen. We have a webinar for the next 3 Wednesdays. I'm back, but like I'm back with a plan. So we have a lot of things to discuss actually. Mainly, literally, yeah, credit is changing. Credit as we knew it, credit as we've been learning it and I've been teaching it is no more really. It's very, very, very different than what we've been dealing with for about 10 years now, which is insane. So it's a lot. It's a lot going on. Um, yes, it's a lot going on in terms of credit. And yeah, and so the webinar is Wednesday where we like I discuss in detail and I show you guys all of that. That looks scary. Okay, I do think I'm live on Instagram. I'm not sure. I think we did it. Y- No, okay. I will say this. At first, I was very critical of the new changes, especially like FICO 10T. Like, if you've been following me for a while, FICO 10T is not new. Like, we've been talking about it for a few years now. I've been telling you guys, like, it's coming, blah, blah, blah. Now, we're at the point where the scores have already officially released, but first quarter of next year, they're literally going to soar in terms of like lenders pulling FICO 10T, preferring FICO 10T, and also Vantage 4.0. Like these are also like the new mortgage scores. So y'all know how mortgage scores has been since I want to say to 1997 has been based on FICO 2, 4, and 5. FICO's 2, 4, and 5. So going forward, starting next quarter of next year of 2025, um, Vantage 4.0 and FICO 10T will be the new mortgage scores. So like lenders are not even going to be able to use uh FICO's 2, 4, and 5 anymore. So literally they're gonna choose Vantage 4, probably both, because they're also moving from a tri-merge report to a bi-merge report. But what I was saying at first was I know that I've been very critical of FICO 10T. Like, when we first started hearing about it a few years ago, all the information wasn't out. So we didn't that looks so scary. Hey Kima. All the information was not released, so we didn't really know in detail what the credit scores will weigh or like how they will change. But now we know it's been tested, it's been accepted, it's been approved by the FHFA, which is the Federal Housing Administration, the one who does the Freddie Mac and Fannie Mae loans. So basically like the standard, right? Like they've already approved this change, so it's nothing that's going through like the process anymore. Like it's here, and we have until literally first quarter. I'm going to keep saying first quarter of next year because that's again going to change the entire credit industry. So we need to definitely discuss that. I've been studying FICO 10T. I've had the privilege of speaking with uh, FICO employees. I don't want to say their name. FICO employees and also other members from the TransUnion team, Experian, and yeah, like so I've learned a lot about FICO 10T, Vantage for the new mortgage lending, and all of that criteria. So I have put together like a action plan or whatever, and so that's the webinar Wednesday. So we're actually gonna have a new webinar for the next 3 Wednesdays because I've been going so long. So we're going to be back to back with it for the next 3 weeks, and then yeah, we've got a lot. We just have a lot to cover. We just have a lot to cover. Oh, okay. So I don't hate it. I will say that at first I did hate. I hate some parts of it because I know that it's going to affect you guys a lot. Not you guys, but like a lot. it's going to affect a large number of people. But also it opens up more opportunities for more people to qualify for a mortgage. Like if you have a thin credit profile, if you prefer using instead of using like trade lines, like traditional trade lines, like your credit cards, your auto loans, and all of that, instead of using that to qualify for a home, you can now use your monthly expenses. So the streaming services that you have, your rent payment, uh, just different recurring bills that you have, utilities and all of that. So like that's the great part about it. You can actually use what you are buying and have and are responsible for monthly. Because I've always found it weird that like our monthly expenses were not really included on our credit report to a certain extent. Like, utility bills, rent. I never understood why that wasn't considered in our credit. And that's the reason why a lot of people like don't have credit, don't have established credit because they too busy, worried about paying their monthly bills, and they're not worried about opening up a credit card or getting a financing a vehicle or something like that. So it's more, I guess, budget conscious. You can generate a credit score faster. Yeah, it's just I'm giving away dang near all of it, but we have a lot to talk about. But yes, I'm excited. I'm excited to unveil like the new action plan that I've been working on. Because I'm excited to see how it like changes your credit score. Do you like Dave Ramsey? I agree with some of the things he says. I don't agree with all of it at all by a long stretch of the measure. I just think some of his advice is unreasonable, unrealistic, not taking into account like the normal everyday people. Um Yeah. Oh, I meant to put the banner up. So yes, for the next 3 Wednesday, Credit Academy members, you guys of course get it free. Um, we have a new webinar for the next 3 Wednesdays. So it's the 30th. Oh wait, the 29th. Lord, I need to bring up the calendar. I don't have it, but the next 3 Wednesdays. The last Wednesday is on the 6th. I do know that. Yes, and well, let me not. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah. So let me answer. Do you was putting the video on up here Wednesday about the changes. I mean, we could talk about them if y'all want to, but um Wednesday you'll get, all the details. Uh my credit score has not increased in 6 months. Would there be a reason why after paying off my CC? So did you pay your credit card to zero? Like did you pay it all the way down? How much did you leave on your card? Let me see. I don't know how to do that. For real? Okay, yeah. Dang, she just okay, the 23rd, the 30th, and the 6th, yes. You are correct. Yep. Okay, let me see. Yeah, so let me see. I don't know where I want to start because I don't want to start in the middle. It's a lot. Ask a specific question. You just said tell you about faculty and teacher. It's a lot. Let me see. You're in the 800 clubs. Congrats. Shay's Braid Bar on Instagram. She's I'm in Dallas and she's in Dallas as well. Oops. Why is my bankruptcy not falling off? It's been 7 years and 3 months. Well, if it bankruptcies can stay on your credit report up to 10 years. If you filed a chapter 7, it's 10 years. It has a 10-year max reporting time, and then if you file chapter 13, it comes off in 7. So which one did you file? I'm at 803 now because of you. Where have you been? Shout out to you. Welcome to the 800 club. Never, ever, ever go back. No, I'm just playing. Your credit scores will, like, vary. But girl, life was life for a little bit. Ooh, for a whole long bit, rather. But God is still good. Can you buy a house while your student loans are in deferment? So it depends on your lender. Most lenders will prefer that you like get on an income-based repayment plan or something like that. If you, but I don't know which loan that I don't know which loan that you're going to get, like conventional, FHA, whatever the case may be. But for FHA, they did pass a new regulation, I believe, like last year or the year before, where they will only count into your DTI ratio up to, I want to say, 0.5%. It used to be 2%, and then they reduced it to 0.5%. So then that should take off a lot of your DTI or whatever. Or you can get on an income-based payment plan, and even if they have you paying $0 a month, it like they could only calculate whatever your monthly payment is. So if it's zero, then it will not affect your DTI. Um, but yeah, just get on an income-based repayment plan. Can you purchase a home with collections? Yeah. Now, obviously, it matters, the type of collection, like if it's a charge off, how recent has it happened? You can close, period, point blank, you can close with collections. I've seen it hundreds and hundreds of times. But most lenders will not allow you to close if you've had a collection within the last year, like of your home application. Most lenders that I work with. Um, you will find some here and there who will accept maybe two. But you typically cannot have more than one within the last year. So like you can have more than one total, but like they can't be new collections or new late payments within the last 12 months. Does that make sense? Um, is my mic clear? YouTube? Yeah, I'll save it. Yeah, hold on. What's the quickest way to boost your mortgage score? That's a loaded question, especially because everything is literally changing. Are you closing before February? Because everything changes next year. Everything changes. I'm a I'm a loan officer. We've been using FICO 10T for a few months now. Definitely everyone in my area is starting to switch. Um, yeah. I mean, so you know this, of course, but just for conversation's sake, lenders will have until, I want to say, the latest is like April to switch over. So it doesn't surprise me that everyone is starting to switch over. Um, but yeah, they have until April. So regardless if lenders like are not on the new wave of FICO 10T and Vantage 4.0, they have to be by April. So you may as like if you are not purchasing a home within the next 60 days, then this applies to you. Even if you're mid building a house and then you still have to get your credit ran again prior to closing, and it's before April or it's after January, you still gonna have to make sure that your FICO 10T and your Vantage 4.0 score is qualifying. And did I tell you guys it's a bi-merge report as opposed to a tri-merge report now? That may be good for some people though. Okay, so the biggest difference with FICO 10T and Vantage. So to give you guys a little background, Vantage 4.0 is a replication, sort of say, of FICO 10T. So like it's Vantage's version of FICO 10T. So they're sort of one and the same, very like small differences. But anyways, the biggest difference with FICO 10T and then like just our the way the credit is going to start working next year um is what's called trended data or AI machine learning. Maybe it's they literally call it AI machine learning for Vantage, and then for FICO 10T, the T stands for trended data. So basically, what does that mean? It literally just means that as of right now, if you if you submit a credit application, if you're applying for a car right now, your lender, whoever you apply for credit with, they're going to receive in response to your application, they're going to inquire your credit report, or when you see an inquiry pop up on your credit report, they, as of now, get a snapshot of your credit report. So it's a still shot image of your account statuses, your account balances, um, the open and close dates, and all of the information pertaining to how your credit looks today. So it's a still shot. It they If they inquire on a first, that credit report will remain the same, and they're only privy to that still shot in time of your credit report for 30 days, right? Until your next credit report generates. How it will work going forward is, instead of a lender receiving a still shot of what all of your credit information was as per your most recent credit report, they'll now get to see 24 months. 24 months back from, today or this month, going back 24 months. They will have access to all of the balances on your credit card. So let's say you lower you sort of like go up and down with your utilization. Some months you're high, some months you're low. Maybe you've been high for quite a while, and you just recently paid off your credit report. I mean your credit cards and all of that. So your current utilization is low. However, you've had a history of 2 years or whatever of reporting a high utilization. They're not just seeing your most recent reported statuses. They're seeing a 24 month history on all of your accounts. So, with that being said, now that they're privy to so much more data than they've ever been privy to before, I'm talking like you do a credit application, so they can see all the history 2 years back, right? They're able to use all of that information to do AI machine learning, which is basically now now that they see how you've behaved the last 24 months, they're going to use that information to determine how they believe that you're going to behave for the next 24 months. So predictive learning based on your patterns, your spending habits, your just how you are as a borrower. Are you the person that pays down your credit card monthly and have a consistent flow and a consistent income and all of that? Or are you less predictive and maybe you have spikes? It, 1 month you reporting 86% utilization, next month you reporting 20, next month you reporting 40, da da da, and it's all over the place. So they're going to use that information against you because it's going to say, okay, this person is unpredictable. We don't know what to expect with this person. The worst thing for lenders, when people are lending you money, the worst thing in their from their viewpoint is, can I predict what this person will do? Because what is the probability that they'll pay me back? And when something or someone is unpredictable, that is an immediate red flag. So there's no normalcy, there's no baseline for your spending. So they will automatically assume you're irresponsible, volatile. Your income and your expenses are volatile, like they're unpredictable. So then they're either not gonna approve you, even if, let's say, you have an amazing credit score today. Like you have an amazing credit profile today. You've learned, 2 years to me is a extreme amount of time. So who knows what could have happened 2 years ago? I just don't. It's just crazy to me that they can use 2 years ago to determine how they feel like you are now. I just don't think that that's the like. I was a whole different person 2 years ago. Like, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, so they just get all that information. So, and they use all that information to predict certain things about you. And another big change is, so oh, it's so much. Okay. So they one of the what do I want to call it? Hold on. One of the key points, right? One of the key points to this new trended data, this new machine learning is, it's called debt reduction ratio. What does that mean? This can be a good or bad thing, but I want to get on the negative side right now. Um, so basically I just lost my train of thought. What was I even talking about? I literally just lost my train of thought. Dang it. What was I going to mention? Oh, debt reduction. Debt reduction rate. Okay, what is that? They're going to track, like I said, over the course of the last 24 months, they're going to track your debt reduction rate. Is your debt decreasing? Like, is there a steady decline in your debt? Or I'm sorry, yeah, steady or gradual decline in your debt? Um, or are you moving around debt? Are you acquiring more debt, etc.? Right. So what that means is if your debt is not gradually or yeah, not gradually, steadily going down, decreasing, and instead over, month to month, it's high, low, etc., then they're going to automatically put a higher interest rate on whatever product that you're applying for. This will affect cars, homes, credit cards, all of that. And like if you're another thing, if you're unpredictable in terms of you've been paying your debt off gradually, but like maybe you ran into more money this month and you have um like a large difference or a drastic change in your debt. You have a drastic change in your debt. Maybe you paid off a car, maybe, and you traded it in, or whatever the case may be. Those spikes will actually cause your FICO 10T score to decrease, which is again unreasonable because we should always be rewarded for reducing debt. And I do like that they added that aspect in it because right now, if even if you pay off your debt, like you can pay off your debt early, you're not increasing your credit score. Most of the time, it's going to decrease. So I can, excuse me. So I can appreciate the fact that they're, allowing you to show a gradual decline and rewarding you for that. But what if I trade in my car? Then that's going to affect me negatively if I don't know, purchase a new home or a car, whatever the case may be. Like it's now I'm going to look unpredictable. It's another thing. I mean, it's other things as well. Okay, a good part of it is medical debt is no longer going to weigh the same amount as like other debt or medical collections. I'm sorry. Medical collections are not going to weigh the same as regular collections. Like right now, it doesn't matter if it's medical debt, it doesn't matter which type of which type of collection it is. A collection is a collection. Re- Regardless of the amount, regardless of the type. The only thing that differs between collections is the timing. So the timing since that occurred. That's the only differentiating factor between collections, right? In FICO 8, right? Now with FICO 10T, Vantage 4.0, medical collections are going to objectively just way less than any other type of collection. Another thing is you are not like we can't if the medical debt is under $500, it does not qualify to go on our credit reports any longer, which that's already in effect. So if you have a medical collection under $500 on your credit report, you literally can get that off free because that the law was passed last year. So that's great. Another thing is medical debt will get 24 months. So from the date of service, you get your medical doctor or whoever the case may be, your doctor's office rather. Your doctor's office has to give you 24 months to pay off whatever your debt was, like to pay off your medical bill before it can affect your collection. I mean, before it can affect your credit report, which that's really good because medical debt is a major problem in this freaking country. And child, yeah, that's good. Okay, wait, it's other things. Let me see. Mm, Wait, I'm trying to make this. Okay, let me see. Oh, yeah, another one. Let me see. Do I want to get into that? I don't feel like getting into that. Yeah, I'm just gonna answer. Y'all can ask questions. I'll just answer questions because I don't want to. I didn't want to do a webinar tonight because y'all can't see the thing. But Wednesday. Do you think I have a good chance at disputing my collections if Khan's going out of business? It depends. Sometimes when companies go out of business, they already offload or resell their debt accounts, their collection accounts to to a collection agency. So I mean, and they still have the legal right to collect on the debt. Um, FICO 10T. So LexisNexis, you said so. She said, does this affect LexisNexis in any way? Well, LexisNexis doesn't have a credit score. They don't generate a credit score, so it wouldn't affect FICO 10T. Would not affect the credit score. However, FICO 10T was based on what LexisNexis has already been collecting and having on file for us anyway. Like it's almost sort of not. I'm not gonna say it's gonna put them out of business because I mean LexisNexis will always house way more information than the credit bureaus will. Like that's who knows the most about you. LexisNexis know more about you than the credit bureaus, than any lender, than freaking you. Like I guarantee you, they know your entire life. So FICO 10T borrowed the same idea to a degree. Obviously, it's not that extreme, but to a degree, as LexisNexis has been doing, which is using machine learning and using that to base your predictability off of. LexisNexis has been doing that, and at first, lenders would have to purchase your LexisNexis report in addition to your credit report to get this information if they were interested in it. Now they just get it automatically when they inquire about your credit report. So they only paying for one report right now, which is one of the many reasons why lenders will jump to make the switch to FICO 10T. It just gives them way more information about you, and they take that information, use it. I don't want to say against you because obviously it could also work in your favor if you have been consistently reporting a low utilization. Another thing that you're going to get penalized for, I just thought about, how if you have a lot of credit card debt right now, and if you take out a personal loan, a small loan, and you use that to pay down your credit cards, right now that would help you. If I go 8, it'll help you because your utilization is going to decrease. Your utilization is going to decrease, and you are also building credit because now you have that personal loan, so it would have helped you. With FICO 10T and Vantage 4, you'll be penalized for what's called it's I forgot the word, but it's basically moving around debt. The word is escaping me right now. The term rather is escaping me right now. But if you are moving around debt, uh, can y'all hear? I just know that was not just read. Why y'all didn't tell me? Okay, if you are moving around debt, yeah, you're gonna be penalized for that. Your FICO 10T. I was talking about YouTube. I know TikTok can hear it because it's through my phone, but YouTube, it was freaking on mute. Ms. Val, are you talking about FICO 10T or what? Which one? FICO 10T is actually out right now, so you can get the score from the FICO app. However, lenders in mortgage lenders rather has until April of next year to switch over and start using it because it'll now be used in the mortgage process. Why would TransUnion hold on? Why would TransUnion be 100? Dang it, it's going too fast. Oh, y'all did hear me? Okay. I don't know. Yeah, it keeps going red. I don't know what that means, but y'all can hear me, so that's fine. Will student loans hurt your FICO 10T score? It just depends on the status of the student loans. You know what though? Actually, now that I think about it, it likely will. I didn't think about this before before you made me think about it because it can definitely negatively affect it simply based on the fact that most student loans are either in deferment or like on an income-based repayment plan, meaning like there's very little payment towards your student loans on a monthly basis. So if that debt is not reducing, if that ratio is not declining, then that affects your 10T score. So, but don't quote me on that particular question because I am technically like I'm unclear about that. I haven't received clarification about that. However, it would only make sense based on how FICO has told us and showed us that the algorithm will work. So, but I ain't sure about that. So I don't even want to say that with certainty. Okay, cool, cool. So this new system seems like it's going to punish poor people. Um, you know what was crazy about it, and the reason why I had said in the beginning that I'm not all the way mad at it is because this is the first time in the first variation of a FICO score that would even allow a thin credit profile to be like considered favorable in any aspect. So like and you got to think about they're also allowing for the first time alternative data accounts on your credit report. What is that? Your monthly expenses that you pay that is not typically reported or counted in your credit. So your rent, your subscriptions, utility bills. So you having a consistent track record of paying those, you can actually get that submitted and it can count on your credit report and you can use it to purchase a home. So I like so in that aspect is really good. Yeah, like if anything, it's more inclusive to more people. But obviously, as with any credit score, there is a way and like you have to understand what credit is. You have to understand how to use a credit card or it definitely will work to your disadvantage. Like you have to understand credit and just know how to use credit, and I think you'll be fine. Like I know you'll be fine. No, for LexisNexis, in order to get your entire file, you typically have to request what's called full file disclosure, and it should come with over 15 separate reports, all covering different aspects of your life, and it's free. They do have to give it to you for free though. Yeah, who is that? Bobby Bo? Yes, it is. Yep. Um, it is cold in my house. Why is this air on this high or low? Keisha Sheree, yes. They really want to make sure. Right, you definitely still have to be responsible, so that's a given. Oh yeah, the webinar for FICO 10T is Wednesday. Part one of FICO 10T is Wednesday, and then we have a webinar for the next 3 Wednesdays for Credit Academy members. Oh yeah, you see my jacket matches the sign. Y'all can't see it, but it's fine. Thought I was cool. I redid my filming studio. Hey, Rosalind. Duh, Lashonda Rosalind. Hey, girl. Okay, what time is it? It's 10:30. Yes, Lamont. Is there a way to get a collection deleted after you settle the company won't delete? So you can ask for a Goodwill deletion. I believe you're in Credit Academy. If you're in Credit Academy, download the new DIY kit, and it's in there. It's a specific one that's in there. It's freezing. Yes, three. Make up for lost time. Three. Um, yes, Instagram and YouTube as well. So you can go there. All right, yeah. So yes, ask a few more, and then I'm so sleepy right now. I am so freaking sleepy. I thought I was more energetic until I started talking. The what? Oh, why I keep doing that on TikTok? Yeah, IG only limits you to an hour if you're on a computer. So yeah, that's funny. Shout out to you, Miss Val. Uh, why does TikTok keep doing that? That is so strange. Would you close a car if you certainly cannot pay it? Um, if I could not pay it if I know I could not pay it within the next 90 days, then yes, because you don't want it to be charged off. It's better to close it and then obviously don't ignore the company because they still will charge it off if there's no communication or like you're not trying to work out something with them, then they'll still charge it off and you want to avoid that. The webinars are gonna be at 7 PM. Yeah, it's Central. I keep forgetting I'm not on Eastern time anymore. It is freezing. That's what's I think making me sleepy because it's just started suddenly being extremely cold in here. Yes, of course. How do I get the bureaus to remove my student loans with zero balance? I've sent the letter after letter. So zero balance doesn't elicit removal from your credit report in any aspect, whether it's a collection, a loan, or whatever the case. All that is required of the credit bureaus and your lender is for the balance to be updated. So zero balance accounts will still show as a zero balance account. It'll just show closed. If you're referring to like a collection, oh, you said student loans with a zero balance. So yeah, so that's a part of your credit history. You have to remember that your credit report is a history of 7 years of the last 7 years. So any accounts that you've had that's closed in the last 7 years, it will still be on your report. But that's your history. So you don't want to get that account removed. Um, Lenders will obviously see that you've paid off or your student loans are now at a zero balance, which automatically to them shows as a paid off account. So it helps you. The only time that like student loans hurt you more than they help you is if you have an extreme amount of like late payments. Like I always tell people, if you have more than one late payment per every year that account has been open, so we'll just say 7 years since that's the max that will count anyway. But if you have more than one late payment for every year that account has been open, then now you're like running into it's starting to affect you more than it's helping you. But if you've had student loans since, for 10 years and they've been open and you finally zeroed out the balance and you have maybe two late payments or whatever the case, like you get that account deleted, it's gonna decrease your credit score rather. Let me see. I spoke with I spoke with the credit collection company and they stated they would delete if I paid in full. Otherwise, I can settle it. Okay, so you had an agreement in place with the lender or with the collection agency. Did you get that in writing? Um, I'm praying that you got it in writing. But if not, what company is it? First of all, what company is it? If you didn't get it in writing, it'll be hard to prove because a collection agency does not have to delete an account as a result of you paying it. They don't have to delete it. They just have to update it. Like I said, now some collection agencies will lie to you, and then you'll pay it as agreed. That and they verbally told you over the phone, and unfortunately, there's no way to prove that. So you always want to get it in writing before you like send the money. Work out send a settlement agreement rather. or just have them like send you an email or something confirming that they're going to accept this payment um, as in full as a satisfactory balance, and as well as they will delete the account off your credit report within 30 days of your payment. So if it was a collection, it'll a collection is a collection whether the balance is 0 or 2,000, right? Or rather the account is open or closed. Um, so a collection will never be considered a good account. Even if you pay the collection off, even if you pay the balance, it will never, ever, ever be considered or viewed as a positive account. So by default, it'll always be a negative account, regardless if you paid it or not. But if you get it removed off your credit report, then it no longer affects you. Yes. Yeah. Um, mhm. Let me see. What if they refuse to send you a pay to delete letter? That's hard because they couldn't send you an email. I'll request, hey, can I get an email? Can I get it in writing that you are accepting this as a full payment, and you'll delete it. The only companies that I don't really worry about getting it in writing with is like Portfolio Recovery. Um, who is the other one? LV will remove it as a result of payment. Um, it's a few companies that we typically don't run into an issue with. Now there are like some, namely like smaller local companies that will lie to you, shout a lot of you straight to your face, straight to your ear. Um, let me see. But uh, I know. So the problem with recording is some states, if it's not well, unless you told them. I was gonna say some states are obviously not like they're only one party states, so and some are two party states. Thank you. Yeah, my braider, she on TikTok too, but it's Shay's Braid Bar. SHAYS Braids Bar. Shay Braids Bar. Yeah. I'm in Dallas. She in Dallas as well. Texas is one party. Yeah. I get every tech well, but either way, I just suggest that you get it in writing because it it it's even gonna be hard, even if you're in a two-party state. I mean, even if you're in a one-party state and you got them on recording, you would still have to file a civil claim in order for you to prove that. It's not like the credit bureaus are going to take the phone call, the recorded conversation, and use it in their records. They can't. You can't. So you're still gonna have to file a civil suit. So it's just easier to get it in writing. For me, I don't even communicate with collection agency. I'm sorry, collection agencies over the phone. Like I'm quick to say I only wish to communicate within written communications. Within written means here's my mailing address, blah blah blah. Like because or email, like email is an acceptable form of electronic communication. So like you just I don't know, you just want to protect yourself because they real shady. Um, no. So actually, so with medical collections, as I was telling you guys, a lot of changes for medical collections that are good. Uh, Medical collections under 500 is no longer permitted to be on your credit report, and that's now. So if you have some under 500, you need to get it removed. It's a very easy removal. They can't argue with it. It's literally a law. But another thing is, like I said, your provider, your doctor's office has to give you 1 to 2 years, and I say 1 to 2 because this is going to change with FICO 10T. 1 to 2 years from the date of service to satisfy any balances. Also, if your medical bill is under $500, it could never touch. It could never see the light of day on your credit report, which is really good. Um, going forward, like, and that's forever. Hopefully, they don't change it. And also retroactive. So, like I said, if you have them already, even if they um landed on your credit report um before the law was changed last year, those collections still qualify. So yes, get them removed. Get them removed. Another thing is with now medical debt, medical collections in any capacity or for any amount will significantly weigh less or affect your credit score way less than any other type of collection. So that's really good because as of now, medical collections are like hold the same weight as a cell phone collection, as a any type of collections. You can have a toll collection and a medical collection, and they'll weigh the same in terms of just like the damage that it'll do to your report, but so they're not going to affect you as much. Also, anytime you pay a medical collection off, regardless of the balance, and this also counts if you settle it, it has to be removed. So if you have medical collections on your credit report that's more than $500, so they technically qualify to be on your credit report because they're more than $500. The date of service was more than a year ago. Um, then it qualifies to be on your report. But if you settle that account, let's say the collection agency or the doctor's office accepts $100 for this $700 medical collection, then they it has to be removed. So any settled collections or any paid collection medical collections, sorry, let me say that. Any settled medical collections or any paid in full medical collections going forward um has to be removed as a result of your payment without having to get a settlement agreement, without having to get a pay to delete from the company. Like it qualifies automatically if it is a medical debt. This also um this also affects ambulance bills. Uh I don't want to say that because I haven't seen it consistent enough. But what I think will happen, and this is not confirmed, I have seen some situations where care credit automatically like fell under the medical debt rule. Not saying that this is across the board because I've also seen the opposite where care credit didn't count. So I don't, take that with a grain of salt. Just that small portion. Um, but yes, medical bills. I've seen pet like veterinarian bills. Like yeah, I've seen those as well. So that's great. Yeah, or the dining like, yeah, that's what I was gonna name, and I was like and even, like, ancillary services, so, let's say you have a provider that bills separately, anesthesia, then you receive another bill for the emergency room stay, and then another bill for the medicine, the narcotics, or whatever the case. Like, a lot of providers will bill separately like that. The ancillary services will be separate from the your actual visit bill, and those also qualify. So at first they were getting away with using the ancillary services and filing them under just a standard collection as opposed to qualifying them as medical, which makes a difference to a lot of lenders. They were getting away with that, so they're not able to get away with that anymore. So that's good. hmm Now, no, I don't know anything about I can't give any advice rather about filing a lawsuit against them because obviously, like I'm not an attorney, so I'm not going to give any legal advice. I'm referring to the credit bureaus. They're reporting laws and reporting regulations. Credit bureaus and lenders, not the court. Mhm. Will I get a higher credit limit once I've removed the negative items? It depends because your credit limit, while it is based on, obviously your negative and positive accounts, it's the limit is mainly in more so based on the positive accounts, like the things that you have reporting now, the things that are open, how you are, what like how you're behaving on any other credit accounts, namely other credit cards. The limit is more so based off that. So like you, because you can get a I've seen multiple times where people have had high limits, and I've myself before have had high credit limits, while still having negative items present. It all depends on how old they are, or new, that they are, and just like the status and stuff. So it doesn't disqualify you from getting a high limit, from receiving a high limit though. It's more so what you are doing now. Shout out to you, Ms. Al. Let me see. Okay, let's see. Yeah, it'll be Wednesday. It'll be for the next 3 Wednesdays. Oops. Mm, I think Instagram cut me. I don't know. Am I still live on Instagram, y'all? So once the medical bill goes to collection, should I pay? I mean, if you can, pay prior, like, pay before, so then you won't have to worry about, like, having to write the credit bureaus and saying, "Hey, this is paid, blah, blah, blah." So if you have the means to pay before, it's worth it to avoid the headache. But if you happen to pay it after, that's also fine because it still has to be deleted. How do you find your FICO 10T score? My FICO has been offering it for, I want to say, like 6+ months now, maybe even longer. Ooh, it's cold. But all is not bad. All is not bad. Like, for real. Like, it sounds it's bad, but it's not horrible. I feel like if you play the game correctly, because like I tell y'all all the time, credit is a game. You just have to learn how to play it, or you will get played, and it's just period point blank. What logically makes sense, what financially makes sense, a lot of the time don't make sense credit wise, and so there's just some unlearning and relearning to do. But when you learn, just learn to play the game and just play it so that the system so you won't get played by the system. Don't y'all hate when all the ice melt? I had a cup of ice and all of it melts, and now it's just water. Will my credit suffer due to having a wreck and not having gap insurance? That account, if you don't pay it, the difference off. I mean, it's if you don't pay it, like, yeah, it'll show as a negative account on your credit report. What happens if you don't pay your medical bills with collections? If your medical bill is over $500 and you do not pay it, then it'll be a medical collection that's open. It'll weigh less than other collections, but I mean, it still is not a good thing. It's not going to help you. Yes, Mother Goose. Yes, it feels weird saying it because I know that's not your name, and it feels like I feels incredibly, like, ridiculous. 31, about to be 32 next month, November 16th. What is a good CC to apply for new credit after cleaning your report? Um, do you have collections? 'Cause that's gonna determine what I suggest. Yes, again, webinar for the next 3 Wednesdays, starting on the 23rd, which is this upcoming Wednesday. Then we have one on the 30th, and then one on the 6th of November. Credit Academy members, it come like if obviously it's no charge to you. Yes. W well, I wanna y'all asking good questions, but I'm like, "Dang, I can't get into it tonight 'cause I don't have." Yeah, we can do I yeah, I can definitely do tomorrow. I can come back live tomorrow, but it'll be earlier for sure, like around 7:30, and then we'll do the, like, the consults. Yes, you can dispute things with LexisNexis. You should be disputing with LexisNexis. Absolutely, everyone absolutely needs to be sending LexisNexis some letters. Can you do a video on how LexisNexis affect us? I've done a ton of videos about LexisNexis, but yeah, I can definitely start posting about them more. But not before we talk about FICO 10T and how credit in its entirety is changing. That is very pressing because it does start within the next 2, 3 months. So that's more an immediate need and just how to prepare for that. Um, would I lease a car? Yes. Going forward, I don't desire a new car right now. But if I do ever get another car, I would most likely lease it. For most likely, it depends, but more than likely, I will lease. I don't think I would ever buy another car. I've only ever bought cars up until this point. Let me just say that. But I don't see the point of doing that anymore. I mean, it's not like a car. I buy any cars that doesn't depreciate. Unless it's like a collectible. The car is decreasing in value by the freaking day, by the minute. So I mean, it's not a liability. I mean, it's not an asset. It's a liability. So I probably will lease, but then I also have my grievances with leasing or renting certain things like a car. Sometimes I'm just like, I'm paying to rent this and I have to give it back. I don't get anything in return, and but yeah, I don't know. But I would lease a car. It obviously have to be worth it. Okay, yes. So tomorrow, 7:30, I'm gonna do the free credit consults. Make sure you are subscribed to the YouTube because then you can come up and receive your consult. 7:30 Central. Dang, I keep almost gonna say Eastern, but I am tired. I promise you, I'm never gonna stay alone away that long again. Well, child, let's just hope life don't be life, man. Um, but yeah, y'all gonna get tired of seeing me because I'm back, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. And yeah, I'll talk to y'all later. And also, I'm trying to start back doing the credit, coffee and credit in the mornings. Are y'all available at like 9 a.m. or 10 a.m. Central Time? Or would y'all be down for morning lives? Let me know real quick before I get off. So coffee and credit, 10 a.m. Yeah. Hopefully not like, but yeah, I'll say 10. I'll say 10 a.m. But some days I'll come earlier if I'm doing like a get ready like makeup type thing. Okay, cool. Cause I be up and I be like, everybody at work. So I'm gonna also start going live in the mornings. But yeah, make sure you are subscribed to YouTube. Follow me on TikTok, Instagram, because I typically try to go live on all three. But I always include YouTube for the most part. Yeah, so webinars the next 3 Wednesday for Credit Academy, starting the 23rd, which is in 2 days. Yeah. The 23rd, the 30th, and the 6th of November. All right, guys. I'll be back live tomorrow, but the webinar is Wednesday, talking about how credit is changing. Credit completely is changing, guys. There's a lot that's been going on and happening in the credit world, and I'll update you guys all in detail. Excuse me, Wednesday. I'm tired. All right. Good night, y'all. Good night.